Hello YouTube, I'm Ross Deuces and welcome back to my channel. So I recorded this Dehaka video once before, actually twice before, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure I had a pretty decent game with him, and I recorded it, and it's gone. It's just straight up gone. So that's cool. Oh, excuse me, that was awful. So here we are playing Dehaka again. I'm sure this game, as it usually goes, will be awful because usually it flip flops. Whenever I have a great game that I recorded and then somehow just lose the footage, when I re-record, it's awful, and then vice versa. So that's cute. Anyways, let's get to this. So his Q is a straight line skill shot. Dehaka lashes out his tongue, dealing X damage to the first enemy hit, stunning and dragging them with him for 1.75 seconds. If Dehaka is stunned or silenced while using a drag, the effect ends. This is a great way to lock down and disrupt the backline. Dehaka is fantastic at disrupting backline support and backline heroes. He has a W, which we'll get to here in a minute, that allows him just to walk through enemies. Literally, you cannot body block a Dehaka whenever his W is off cooldown. It's fantastic. You also have your mount, which technically isn't a mount, it's your Z. It allows you to burrow anywhere within, I think it's 80 seconds, I want to say, 70 or 80 seconds. But it's a 70 or 80 second cooldown. You can burrow anywhere there's a bush or a hidden spot. And it's a global talent as well. If there was a bush inside the core area, you could literally burrow inside the core area. But surprisingly, I say that very, very loosely, there isn't a bush. But anyways, you're also, part of your trait as well is, well, it's not in the actual trait. You get movement speed whenever you're coming out of a bush, or going into a bush and coming out. So, his W is deal X damage every 0.5 seconds to nearby enemies for 3.5 seconds. While active, you are able to move through units, can cast during drag and burrow. So, once again, fantastic ability to get through enemy team members. Great way to secure your kill and just keep moving in. Dehaka is a bruiser in the fact that he is not there to absorb all the enemy damage. He's there to get to the back line and take him out. He's similar to a Nubarak, whereas Nubarak is classified as a tank, but he's more meant to take down spellcasters, whereas Dehaka is the same way. He's not spellcaster specific, but he's damn good at doing it. But I do want to stress the fact that he is a bruiser. He's not meant to take on an entire enemy team. He has some damage mitigation, but not tank damage mitigation. One can argue with me, like better players could argue with me on that, and I'd have to cede their points if they bring up good points. He does have great damage mitigation if you spec into it, but not the way a tank does. Yeah, that's all I can really say on that without getting into the nitty-gritty. So anyways, his E is burrow. Burrow into the ground, entering stasis and becoming invulnerable for 2 seconds. This is a fantastic ability if you have a whole bunch of damage coming in. If you have a whole bunch of burst damage, or you know about a whole bunch of damage is about to come in, you can burrow for those 2 seconds, mitigate all of it, and then get out. Now, the downside of that is it's got a cooldown of 20 seconds. So that means you cannot use this ability willy-nilly. You have to think about it and activate it and be aware of its effects and how long it's going to take. Because 20 seconds in a MOBA is effing ever. Also, you are completely stationary. When you burrow, unless you go to the level 16 talent that allows you to move, when you burrow, you're completely stationary. So you have to be aware of that whenever you use it. Because if your team starts to move away whenever you burrow, the enemy team can focus in on you. Just one thing to note. You can cancel it anytime you want to, though, so you don't have to wait the 2 seconds. His trait is Essence Collection. It has a cooldown of 1 second, so pretty good. Heal Dehaka for a small amount per stored essence over 5 seconds. Can be cast during drag and burrow. Passive, gain 10 essence from takedowns and 2 essence from nearby minions dying. Maximum of 50 essence. So, I'm sorry, I got confused by the wording of that. Even though I know how this works, the wording threw me off. Basically, the way this goes is that you want to stick to near enemies, or minions and enemies dying, specifically minions in the early game. I mean, unless your team is getting massive ganks in the first, but whichever way. Whenever you see, or if you pay attention, you'll see blue, like a blue something fly towards you. That's the essence being gathered automatically. It has a range around you, so it's not like a whole global thing. It's like a small area around you where you'll automatically gather that essence. You will see on the top left above your portrait, or I believe it might be next to it, it's somewhere near your portrait, how much essence you have and how much healing you're going to get out of it. Now, this is not all in one. It is over time, as it states. So don't expect it to come immediately. I really wish I had phrased that differently. I'm not going to follow up on it. So there's also a whole bunch of traits to augment it, but there's no way to augment the over time healing. So there's just I feel that, well, at least with me as a new Dehaka player, when I was a new Dehaka player, I vastly overestimated that ability to heal me. You have to know when to use it and when to... you have to know when to use it. Now, as it states, you could burrow with it. A key thing to do is, if you see that you're about to take a whole bunch of damage that you can't live through, but you do have a whole bunch of essence stored up and your burrow's on cooldown, you can burrow, activate your essence collection, and you can get 2 seconds of that healing for free, and that's a fair amount. And also, you can continue to gather essence while you're burrowed or once you activate it. So you could still be storing essence and everything for that. It's a neat little thing to keep in mind. So you can keep activating it if you need to, as long as the cooldown's off, or if it's off cooldown. Excuse me, I'm out of it today. It's Monday, and I'm just out of it. So his first ult is a straight line skill shot called Isolation. Launch biomass that hits the first enemy hero, dealing X damage, revealing, silencing, and slowing them for 30% for 30 seconds. Additionally, the vision radius is greatly reduced for 6 seconds. So that vision radius is no joke. You can literally see like an inch in front of your character, and that is it. I never truly appreciated that until I've gotten against Dehakas with Isolation, and they hit me with it. It's ridiculous. This is really great to take down or CC a high priority target. Like, if you can land that on a Morales while she's healing, that's 3 seconds that she can't do anything. What's better is if you can isolate them and then drag them out, so that way they're even further disoriented. Your team can focus in on them. This is, of course, as long as the enemy team doesn't have like a great tank that can stop you, but the idea here is to isolate them, grab them, and pull them out. His next ult is Adaption. After 4 seconds, heal for 100% of the damage Dehaka took over this period. Now, this ult sounds amazing. However, you have to use it when you're taking damage. And I stress that. You have to use it when you're taking damage. If you activate this and you stop taking damage, you're not getting that healing. And one thing else, you can get bursted down while this is going. So if you activate this, and I've done this plenty of times with my teammates, if I see a Dehaka use their adaptation and they're still low health, that 4 seconds, they're not getting any healing. They're just storing that healing that's going to heal him. So burst him down ASAP. Now, I say that very loosely with a bruiser tank or a bruiser. You generally don't want to burst them down and focus them, but if they're that close to dying, may as well. And take that with a grain of salt, because you generally don't want to focus a bruiser. Now, one thing else that Dehaka can do is this still works with Burrow. So say you got a fair amount of healing off of your adaptation, but you know or realize that you're about to die. Burrow, wait out that second time, or those 4 seconds, and you'll get the healing off of it, and hopefully you'll have some essence to go along with it to get into that remaining health. I'm sorry that I'm so out of it today. I'm sure the game is going to be even worse. This Monday, man. This Monday. I woke up and I didn't wake up, or let me rephrase that again. I got out of bed this morning and it felt like I never really woke up. So anyways, that's Dehaka. Let's play him again. I swear to God if I get Hanamura. Because that's the last game we played with him. And that's the game we played with Diablo, too. Let's do this. Yes, it is, Herkers. This is actually a fantastic map for Dehaka.
Preparation advised.
Not a bad team either.
You are kind of scary looking.
I follow you. Very close. Ready to kill and collect.
Alright, Dehaka, you told her. Alright, so we have a great team up. I like this quite a bit.
5, 4, 3.
Alright,
1.
I'm gonna go with healing or enhanced agility. I'm gonna go with an... I'm gonna go with an enhanced agility. It's kind of funny because the last video I did, the one where I lost all the footage, I was talking about how I very rarely go that. I don't know how my tongue missed that. I do not know. That was stupid. It bugged and slowed that exact moment that I did that. Anyways, I was talking about how I very rarely pick that because I prefer the tissue regeneration. And then come to find out I did it again. Kind of bizarre. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. No reason not to. Did he go meatball build? He didn't. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh my goodness. I'm playing bad. I'm playing like an asshole. My God, they did a lot of damage. Oh God.
Time for a short reprieve.
Alright, you see that blue stuff hit me? Right there. Don't know why the Rhaegar decided to come down spot with me.
Select talent.
Alright, we're gonna go with takedowns, grant more essence.
Will collect.
And that way we can get more essence from our Dark Swarm. We're also going to go with the ability that is slow, or we gain cooldown reduction with our W.
The Altar will rise shortly, heroes. Be ready. You must capture them quickly.
They had it. Did they make it to a square? Did y'all see that? It had it's squared off. It used to be just a circle. I'm so confused by this. Or did they just change the... Because I know they changed the animation itself.
Go forth and claim the altars in my name. The Raven Lord demands it.
You've lost this one, Raven Lord. It will not be your last.
Your powers will be Gravekeeper, like all the others.
Slain.
I need a breather.
I am Lord of this realm, and it will not be stolen from me.
I'm just doing this to help get them out. over here. He's screwed. He should have left a long time ago. I'm not gonna die for that. Alright, so you notice how we're going into bushes only just enough? That's on purpose, so that way we can get the speed increase.
Select talent.
Okay, we're gonna go with symbiosis and avoid that. Try not to pump his numbers too much.
The altars are rising, heroes. Do get ready.
75 seconds. That was close. Okay, so we want to keep him busy because we can brush stock into that. Are we awesome? For real? Never mind. I'm gonna help this out.
Be swift, heroes. Do not let the great
Missed my cue.
You are no longer welcome here.
Double termination.
Fire upon the core. Shatter it.
Quadruple termination. Efficient hunter.
I hit that by accident.
Select talent.
Alright, we're gonna go with isolation. Try not to take unnecessary damage. Remember, we're gonna burrow. So, oh my god, that didn't stop it? What the fuck? I guess I didn't give enough time. Why? What a waste of an ult. I'm gonna go ahead and heal through all that.
I'm going back for a bit.
The light shall burn.
Once more, rise from the depths.
I'm gonna go ahead and be back, that way I can get some mana. Because I have my brush stalker ready. So I activated my burrow 2 seconds too late. I saw his ult incoming and I wanted to burrow and stop that damage from hitting me. Plus it would have stopped him from getting cooldown reduction, but
The altars
it
have
didn't work out that way.
activate them
Now.
this realm. Mine alone.
Enemy slain.
Ooh, if that had gone off, that would have saved his ass so hard. They need to stop chasing. They need to stop chasing. Because he backed off, or she backed off to get that.
The altar is ours. Fire upon the grave keeper.
You will
Alright,
not
so this is a
terminate.
crappy part. Excuse me, crappy part of being a Dehaka.
Select talent.
Having your brush stalker be offline and you have to walk from the core. We're gonna go with Primal Swarm. That'll reduce their armor, which is incredibly nice. you. I'm gonna get out of that.
Another tower under my dominion.
Fort eliminated.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The altars rise.
So what I did there is I went ahead and used my isolation because it has a short enough cooldown, and I didn't want him healing, and I wanted him disorientated. So I went ahead and isolated him. That way we could have got that pick.
The time is now, heroes. Claim the altars in my name. You have done well, heroes. Let the grave.
I think that's
know
theirs.
my
Yeah, they're gonna claim that back. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just gonna brush stock up here.
Fort lost.
And yeah, see, 2,612 healing store. Okay. That's my bad. That missed. I forgot they changed this. I just wanted to destroy that. We're gonna go ahead and tippy tap.
Heroes, I have opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
What? I mean, I knew I could do that. I'm open to my tunnel as well.
Ah, I was hoping he would engage from into the bush.
Reclaim the altars. Do not disappoint me.
This is the way of the Nexus.
Enough of this charade. Bring down the Gravekeeper's call.
Enemy slain. Double termination. Triple termination.
The altar is ours. Fire upon the Gravekeeper.
Oh, she killed that Abathur. How did she kill him? That's game right there, if we can get that.
We should recruit these mercenaries.
So this is definitely not one of my best Dehaka games. I missed a lot when I my skill shots, but not too bad either. It's definitely GG. And I still missed.
Slain.
I anticipated him going that way, or well, that way to you guys. So I was just like, alright, he's gonna go that way, so I'm gonna use my isolation. And he just sat there, I guess because he realized the game was over and he didn't care.
MVP.
Yeah. That was a quick game, but we rocked. I knew we would for what the team makeup. The only way we would have lost is if we had pretty much just played like complete scrubs, or all of us were playing off. Luckily, everyone was there to make up for my mistakes and follow up on them really well. So, that being said, that's how Not To Play Dehaka. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. If you can, drop me a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow, bring some awareness to it, and I would really like that to happen. I'm sick of work. Anyways, oh yeah, by the way, one of the videos, I can't remember which one, I was talking about how I might get fired. We're good. I got a write-up. Let's put it that way. I don't want to give too many details. But yeah, I'm sick of work. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope you all have a great night, a great day, and everything else in between. Stay safe out there and take care.